Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Pot Smoker's Bible. My name is Zion. I'm the author of the Pot Smoker's Bible, which contains the prophetic book of Zion, where I get my name and authority. It comes from the Ketuvim, or Old Testament, of the Christian Bible. I use the King James Version of the Bible to put together the book of Zion, and I wrote the commentary, Pot Smoker's Bible, in order to publish the book. Now, the publication of the Book of Zion was a prophesied event. It was actually the last event prophesied in the uh, prelude to the arises to the ascension of Zion. I am Zion, and I am ascending. And these videos are the format in which I'm doing so. By ascending, I mean that I'm literally going from the human mortal state into an advanced species capable of things that are not human. Things like telepathy, empathy, psychic abilities, magic, and interspecies relations with off-world species. Zion is literally the foretold prophetess of Israel, but she is born of Israel through the Christian and Jewish religions. Therefore, she is the daughter of Sarah and Abraham because she bases her life on the teachings of Israel, which I have done. Now, Zion figures out the prophecy. Her biggest claim to fame is that she takes the scattered bits and pieces of prophecy and puts it together into a book. The book which I call the Book of Zion. And this book, when it becomes published, creates a controversy, unlike any controversy known to the human race, because she literally turns society upside down. The content of the prophecy foretells current events and turns everything upside down, making that which society thinks to be base and immoral to be actually the most moral and least based thing that you could possibly do. And in this society, that thing is drug use. So, through the mediumship of drug use, Zion creates a new nation of drug users, a priesthood capable of interacting with intergalactic species on a telepathic basis. That is what the prophecy foretells. And that is what I have already done. As I have said, I've already done everything that I was required to do in order to fulfill prophecy. I did everything that I was required to do to fulfill prophecy before I ever published the prophecy itself. So, when I say that the publication of the Book of Zion is the last thing on my to-do list, I'm serious. It is the last thing that I had to do on my to-do list, and it's done. All you have to do is go to Pot Smoker's Bible on YouTube. Check me out. The entire publication of the Book of Zion is online, totally free. I will never charge you a penny for the discovery of the truth, because there is no price on truth. Truth is innate. It is there, regardless of your belief in it, and which has been the subject of my last couple of videos. Now, in my last video, I explained that when the truth is enacted, it belies all falsehoods, and that I have already enacted the truth. The Book of Zion is the truth, as the prophets told it 3,000 years ago. and as I have actualized it in its manifest form. The Book of Zion exists. It is published. And that was the last thing that I was required to do in order to fulfill prophecy. Now, in order for me to actually fulfill prophecy, I only have to tell you what the book says. However, it is your reaction to the book that ensures the events that will follow. Human nature will take care of the rest, because the controversial nature of everything that I'm telling you is so over the top that it cannot help but elicit a response from anyone and everyone who hears it. You will either think that this is the coolest thing that you've ever heard, or you will think that this is the most insane thing that ever was. Now, those who think it's the coolest thing that ever was, that has ever been, will of course be Zionites. They will embrace this new knowledge that I bring, and they will find to their immense joy and satisfaction that everything I'm telling you is real. Magic is real, but it's not magic. It's quantum physics in action. And religion, as false as it is on the physical level, is real on the spiritual level. In fact, it takes every sacred text on the planet combined to teach us true reality, to teach us magic, how to operate within the quantum field. And I've already explained that to you. It's a combination of fantasy, which is your dreams, what you wish to be real, what you believe, and what you actualize. Now, when you're in the quantum field, you can only reach the quantum field through peace and silence. Once you find inner peace and silence, then you can connect to God, or inversely, the universe, because they are interchangeable. So when you put aside childish things like religion and war and politics and ego, then you find your way to the stillness that is the quantum field. When you obtain the quantum field, you will know it, because you will feel, literally, the universe come to life around you. You will be able to sense the molecules of creation at your fingertips. You will be able to sense the quantum particles in the air that you breathe. And it will be as though you were in an ocean swimming through the medium of life, the life force. Because the quantum field is the life force. We all live within it, whether it be on a planetary scale or on an intergalactic scale. It all works the same. The quantum field is an energy field. It is an electromagnetic interface between that which is solid and that which is potential to be solid. The quantum particles that make up all of reality are all around us. They are the stuff that makes the things that we exist in. Quantum particles make up the oxygen that we breathe. They make up the material in my shirt. They make up the skin on my nose. Without them, there is nothing. And if you can access them, then everything is possible. That is where magic lies. And magic, once activated, is a life force that you live within. And once you attain that life force, once you experience quantum, You can never go back. Everything becomes more enlivened, literally. You stop living in the mundane, real, solid world because you understand that solid things come from the quantum field. That once something materializes as solid in a concept, it can be actualized in a physical form on the physical plane in which we live. So we can create cups, my misnomer for things that are real. We can create a cup because somebody actualized the idea of the cup long ago. And when something new comes into being, it comes into being the same way. We first imagine it, we dream it, then we analyze what we've dreamed in order to decide, is this doable? Can we follow the physical laws of nature in order to produce the cause that we desire? The cup. Now, once we figure out the logistics of how to create a cup, then the creation of a cup is an easy thing. We just do it. Once it's done the first time, once the first cup was created, it was a finite thing. Now I can take my cup and I can show it to my friend and say, hey, look, I invented a cup. Isn't this a cool thing? Look what I can do with it. I can put liquid into it. Wow. It's a cup. It's cool. We can use this and forever after we have cups. And the same thing happened with radio waves. Somebody said, you know, science tells us that everything is in waves and sounds in waves. And you know, if there's got to be a way to make those waves actualize so you can hear them. And so they looked around at nature and they said, well, you know, there's a hollowed out thing. You can beat on it and it makes a sound. It's a drum. What if we take this drum and we put it in this thing and we do this with it? And then, wow, if I did all that, sound would come out. And so I had the idea to make a speaker and to make a radio to collect the airwaves that make up the sound that create the noise in the speaker. It was a thought in my head first. And then I looked around at the world that was real, had already been actualized. And I thought, well, okay, if I do this, then this will happen because that already happens. And if I do this, this will happen and because that already happens. And if I put these two together, then lo and behold, this should happen. And so, lo and behold, this happens. Now you've got a fucking radio. You know, it's the same principle as a cup, but only it's a radio. And so you turn it on and you expect it to hear it. And then lo and behold, you hear that. And you think, ah, it worked. This is cool. Check it out. Show it to my friend. And I show my radio to my friend and I said, hey, look at this. And if I go over here and I do this, then this comes out of here and check that out. Why don't you take this and go way the fuck over there and see if it works there? And so he takes it way over there. And lo and behold, it works. Now, two people know that it works. They've been given that example. It's actualized. It's real. Now, forever after, the radio is real because the guy thought of it, put it together in his head, put it together in reality, and it did what it was supposed to do because that's how science works. That's how invention works. That's how reality works. So if we take those concepts and we put it into everything in our life, voila, we have a new life. And that is how actualized quantum theory works. You think it into being, you imagine it. Then you think of the process by which what we have can become what we want. And voila, there you have reality. May the great watch over you, guide you, protect you, and keep you from all harm. May they teach you right from wrong, and may you be worthy of them. Let your thoughts, words, and deeds reflect truth, good, and light, the unicorn way. Find your joy, be your joy, spread your joy. Stay happy and high. Know I love you. Later, because I'll never say goodbye.